Adam Savage from Tested here in my cave with a one-day build. And it is space related, which is why I'm wearing this beautiful NASA coveralls and NASA physical therapy shirt. But it's science fiction fantasy space that we're building today. This, you may or may not recognize, is a thermal detonator from Star Wars, The Return of the Jedi. Leia dresses up as a Boosh to rescue Han Solo from Jabba's palace and turns this on. It makes all these sounds, and this is the prop known as the thermal detonator. Now, what you might not know is, well, this is the one that Master Replicas made a bunch of years ago. What you might not know is that I built the first prototype for Master Replicas for this exact prop. I got to go to the ranch at Lucasfilm up off of Lucas Valley Road in Marin County, and they let me handle in white cotton gloves the original thermal detonator from Return of the Jedi, and I came back and I made some prototype pieces. These were pieces that I think I did the modeling for and my friend Carol Bauman did the painting on. So these are still some very rare prototype pieces from that project. And at the end of this video, later on, I have a really funny story about that project, which I will share with you. But first, this is Master Replica's thermal detonator. This is a thermal detonator that I built actually almost 20 years ago now. So what am I building today? Oh, it's a really, really cool thermal detonator. Shocker! Let me get it. Here we go. This is from One Replicas, Sabers, One Replicas. This is a really, really, really beautiful kit. Frankly, for a fan-made kit, I'm sort of blown away by this thing. We have some parts and pieces to assemble. Oh, look at that. This is chromed metal. These are heavy. They're substantial. This is brushed aluminum anodized. This is amazing. And if you know me, and obviously you're watching, so you do, you know that I don't just want the prop, I want the experience of the prop. I want it to feel like it would feel if it was a real thing. And actually, to be honest, Master Replicas did a pretty damn good job of that with this piece. But this one's gonna be even cooler in your hand, and that's sort of the point. So, I'm going to be assembling this, and it's not just going to be a static prop, it's actually gonna be an active prop because we've got some electronics and some beautiful, basically there's some gorgeous, gorgeous manufacturing craftspersonship here. I am not gonna build it on this table as it is because I've got lots of little parts and they can fall down the holes and stuff like that. So I'm gonna cover my table, but with a different material this time, one I've been thinking about for a while. Normally I cover my workbenches with brown paper, but this time I'm covering it with rawhide. Oh, I got inspired to do this by my favorite YouTube channel, ClickSpring. Chris is a watchmaker and uses a leather pad to do a lot of his watchmaking work because it won't dent the pieces and it's soft on his tools. And frankly, these holes for the bench dogs for doing vise work, little parts tend to fall down those, and that's problematic. So I'm going to trim this piece of rawhide I got around the corner at S.H. Frank Leather Company, and then we'll get started. The best advice I can give you about cutting anything with a blade is don't try and cut all the way through on the first cut. Seriously. Nobody is more impatient than me. And it takes all that I have to not do it. But seriously, your cuts will be really good if you don't try and do them all at once. Oh, lovely. nice. That. We've got this guy. This guy. That guy. Into the fray. So.
Tablet over just to have it so you can all take a look. Because there's a kit they sell. So.
What's that?
I'm just leaving instructions here on the iPad. It's not going to turn off. So you
Oh, thank you. Oh, that's great.
can pull that out.
Thank you, sir. Great. That's the switch reveal. Nice. That's awesome. Just I'm going to give it a tiny little tight. Excellent. Coming off the switch. Just 2 leads. Okay. Yeah, and I can put this in any orientation I want. Okay, so gone, gone, gone. Oh, gone. Six. Technically, the long lead goes to blue and the short lead goes to black. So I should get blinking out of this. Long lead to blue. 010203. Hey, there it is. And then another one. Yep. Great. And then another one. Excellent. That's operational. All of those are hot. That's good. And then there's this bad boy, in which the hot lead is the bottom. We had a little bit of trouble because I was not reading the wiring diagram correctly, but we fixed it because Gunther, who's operating the camera, figured out that I needed my hot lead, my ground lead to actually go back to the battery. Sorry. It works. You're gonna have to take my word for it because it was off camera and I took all the wiring off, and so we're just gonna wire it up. All right. Now that I know how that goes, this puppy sits right. Okay, so. I did a piece to camera last week on Tested about why these automatic wire strippers are the bomb. And here is why. Imagine trying to hold on to this with wire strippers, like doing that kind of thing, like wrapping it around it, pulling on it, and then just watch what happens here. There we go. That's a stripped wire. The amount of stress on my actual piece is nil. That's worth every penny. One and two and three. So then I think if I strip this and strip these and they connect to the strip tees, so first there's this. Great. Then there's this. Bingo. There she blows. Glue this in. Wow. I think, I don't want to get too optimistic here, but I think I may have actually gotten this. So let's see. I need these 3 screws. Yep, that one lives there, that lives there. Okay. Oh, good. It did go out. All right. Yeah. Nobody move, I got a thermal detonator! Oh, it's motion activated. No one has to worry. Okay. I promised you a story about a thermal detonator, and you're gonna love this story. It's 2000, the year 2000, and I'm working for Master Replicas, and I have gone up to the ranch, which is kind of fulfilling, a childhood dream to go to the ranch. I mean, I had worked at the ranch, but now I'm freelance, and I got to go to the ranch, I got to go to the archives, put on the white cotton gloves, handle original Star Wars props, and take pictures of them for reference. Oh my God, like with rulers and everything. This is a dream come true. Oh, I'm feeling so good about it that when I get home, I call my supervisor, I've called the guy who hired me, the client, and I say, hey, Mark, it's Adam. Just want you to know I got back from the ranch. I got all the pictures and all the reference I need for the thermal detonator, so give me a call. We should be able to have it ready for you by the end of the week. I said something like that. I don't hear from him for a couple days. And then like 3 days later, my phone rings, and I pick it up, and it says, is this Adam Savage? And I said, yes. He says, this is Special Agent so-and-so from the Oakland office of the FBI. And I'm like, really? Because where I work, some people prank, and I'm thinking that this may be a prank. I think I may have said, you're shitting me. And he said, no, sir, this is Special Agent so-and-so from the FBI. Adam, I've got a problem, and I think you can help me with it. Let me make a prediction for you. Adam, are you working on a thermal detonator for Star Wars? And I was like, what? I mean, the idea, like I had signed an NDA and I hadn't told a soul that I was working on this because of the NDA and because this was like a freelance job and I didn't want to, you know, sour my agreement. So the idea that this random person would call me on the phone and mention that I was working on it, I was like, well, if I am talking to the FBI, I guess that threads us past the NDA. So yeah, how did you figure that out? And he said, well, you left a message on the wrong person's machine the other day. And they freaked out when they heard thermal detonator, so they called the FBI. And I am head of the bomb squad here, and I'll be honest with you, I've never heard of a thermal detonator. If it's a real thing, I should have. So I looked on the web and I found that a thermal detonator is in fact a prop from Star Wars. And when I looked up your name, I saw that you worked on Star Wars. And I put two and two together and I thought I'd call you to confirm. So are you working on this for Star Wars? It's not a real bomb? And I'm like, nope. And he goes, well, that's about the fastest case we've ever wrapped up. Thank you for your time. Have a nice day. Click. And I was like, wow. That is my thermal detonator story, and this is my new thermal detonator, and it's beautiful. Everybody be cool! This is pretty amazing. The Master Replicas thermal detonator assembled and painted cost more than this kit does, and you can buy your own from Khal and Francisco over at KR Sabers. It is a really awesome time to be a fan when you can purchase something like this for under a couple $100. It's a beautiful kit. It's well made. The electronics seem pretty robust given my proclivities for screwing up electronics. Go get your own. Just don't tell the FBI.